Imagine waking up to the soft glow of morning light filtering through your curtains, only to feel a warm body beside you. A stranger in your bed, wearing nothing but your favorite oversized shirt. Her hair tousled, her eyes sparkling with mischief, and then she whispers words that shatter your world in the best way possible. If that hooks you, stick around, because this story of love, loss, and unexpected passion will have you hitting that like button and subscribing for more heart-pounding tales. Trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next. Alex Thompson rubbed his eyes, the haze of sleep slowly lifting as he glanced at the clock. 6:45 a.m. His 4-year-old daughter, Lily, would be up soon, demanding pancakes and cartoons, but something felt off. The bed was warmer than usual, and there was a faint scent of vanilla and something intoxicatingly feminine lingering in the air. He turned his head, and his heart stopped. There she was, a woman, stunningly beautiful, with long dark hair cascading over her shoulders, curled up in his king-sized bed, and she was wearing his gray button-up shirt, the one he'd tossed on the chair last night after a grueling day at the construction site. The shirt rode up just enough to reveal smooth, toned legs that seemed to go on forever, hinting at curves that made his pulse race even in his confusion. "Who the hell are you?" Alex blurted, sitting up abruptly, his voice a mix of shock and something deeper, more primal. He wasn't a stranger to one-night stands in his younger days, but since becoming a single dad after his wife's tragic car accident 2 years ago, his life had been a monotonous cycle of work, diapers, and bedtime stories. No room for this for her. The woman stirred, her full lips curving into a sleepy smile as she opened her emerald green eyes. She stretched languidly, the shirt slipping slightly off one shoulder, exposing the soft swell of her breast. Alex averted his gaze, but not before a spark of desire ignited in his chest. "Good morning to you too," she purred, her voice like silk. "CEO of Vasquez Enterprises. And you're the man who saved my life last night." Saved her life. Alex's mind raced back to the previous evening. He'd been at O'Malley's pub, nursing a beer after dropping Lily off at his sister's for a rare night out. The place was packed, and he'd noticed her immediately. A vision in a sleek black dress that hugged her body like a second skin, accentuating her hourglass figure. She was arguing with some sleazy guy at the bar, her voice sharp and commanding. When the guy got too handsy, Alex stepped in, his broad shoulders and no-nonsense glare sending the creep scurrying. Elena had thanked him with a drink, and one led to another. Laughter, shared stories. Hers about boardroom battles, his about finger paints and fairy tales. The chemistry was electric, her touch on his arm sending jolts through him. They'd ended up back at his place, clothes shedding in a frenzy of passion that blurred the lines between loneliness and lust. But now, in the harsh light of day, regret mingled with the afterglow. "Look, last night was intense," Alex said, running a hand through his messy brown hair. "But I have a daughter. This isn't me anymore." Elena sat up, the shirt gaping open just enough to tease, her skin glowing against the fabric. She didn't seem embarrassed. If anything, she looked empowered, her gaze locking onto his with an intensity that made his breath hitch. Intense. That's an understatement. "You were incredible, Alex. The way you touched me, like you knew exactly what I needed." Her voice dropped husky and inviting as she traced a finger along his arm, igniting goosebumps. But then her expression softened, vulnerability creeping in. "But that's not why I'm still here. I have something to tell you, something you won't believe." Alex's stomach twisted. Was she married? Pregnant? His mind spun worst-case scenarios. "Just spit it out," he said, trying to sound gruff, but his eyes betrayed him, lingering on the way the shirt clung to her breasts. Elena took a deep breath, her chest rising and falling in a way that was distractingly sensual. "I'm not just any CEO. Vasquez Enterprises is a multi-billion-dollar tech firm, and I've been searching for someone like you. Not for a night of passion, though that was a bonus." She smirked, her hand brushing his thigh under the sheets, sending a shiver up his spine. "Your late wife, Sarah, she was my half-sister." The words hit like a punch. Alex froze, the room spinning. Sarah had never mentioned a sister. They'd met in college, fallen hard, built a life. Her death from that drunk driver had left him shattered, piecing together a world for Lily while burying his own grief. "That's impossible," he whispered. But Elena's eyes held no lie. She explained, her voice trembling with emotion she'd clearly bottled up for years. "Born from an affair their father had. Elena was raised in luxury but isolation, cut off from Sarah after their parents' messy divorce. She'd only discovered Sarah's existence a year ago through old family records. By then, Sarah was gone, but Elena had tracked Alex down intending to introduce herself properly. Last night at the bar. Not coincidence. She'd orchestrated it to meet him, but the spark between them had been real unexpected. "I didn't plan to end up here," she admitted, her fingers intertwining with his. "But feeling your hands on me, your lips, it awakened something I've ignored for too long. Success is lonely, Alex. And now, knowing Lily is my niece, I want to be part of your lives." Tears welled in her eyes, and Alex felt his walls cracking. He pulled her close, the shirt the only barrier between them, her body pressing against his in a mix of comfort and heat. "Why now?" he asked, his voice rough with emotion. Elena kissed his neck softly, her breath warm. "Because I've built an empire, but it's empty. Seeing you fight for that creep last night reminded me of the man Sarah described in her old letters, strong, and last night, God, Alex, the way you made me feel alive again." Her hands roamed lower, teasing, but she pulled back, respecting his turmoil. The morning unfolded in a whirlwind. Lily burst in, her curly hair bouncing, eyes wide at the sight of Elena. "Who's the pretty lady, Daddy?" she asked innocently. Elena knelt, her shirt modestly adjusted, and smiled. "I'm your Aunt Elena, sweetie. Want to help me make pancakes?" Lily giggled, and just like that, a bond formed. But challenges loomed. Alex's job as a foreman paid the bills but left him exhausted, no time for romance. Elena's world was jets and meetings, a far cry from playdates and PTA. Doubts crept in. Could a CEO fit into a blue-collar life? And the passion from last night, it simmered, threatening to boil over. Over the next weeks, they navigated it all. Elena showed up at his doorstep after long days, shedding her power suits for jeans that hugged her hips perfectly, cooking dinners that filled the house with aromas of home. One evening, as Lily slept, they sat on the couch, wine in hand. "I feel like I'm intruding," Elena confessed, her leg draped over his. Alex cupped her face, his thumb tracing her lips. "You're not, but this, us, it's complicated." He kissed her then, slow and deep, his hands sliding under the shirt she loved borrowing, feeling her skin heat under his touch. They made love that night, passionate and tender, her moans echoing his name as he explored every curve, every secret spot that made her arch in ecstasy. It was more than sex. It was connection, healing the voids in their souls. But storms hit. Elena's board questioned her distractions, rumors of a fling, with a nobody threatening her reputation. Alex's ex-in-laws, Sarah's parents, discovered Elena and accused her of exploiting grief. "She's using you," they snarled during a heated confrontation. Alex defended her, but doubt seeded. One night after a fight, he found Elena in his bed again, wearing that same shirt, tears streaming. "I love you, Alex. Not because of Sarah, but because you're the man who makes me feel seen. Not just the CEO, but the woman." Her vulnerability broke him. He pulled her into his arms, their bodies entwining in a frenzy of need. He kissed her fiercely, hands roaming, unbuttoning the shirt to reveal her naked form, perfect and inviting. He trailed kisses down her neck, her breasts, savoring her gasps as he teased her nipples with his tongue. Lower still, his mouth found her core, tasting her sweetness until she cried out in release. Then he entered her, slow at first, building to a rhythm that had them both lost in pleasure, her nails digging into his back as waves of ecstasy crashed over them. In the afterglow, really talked about fears, dreams, the future. Elena restructured her schedule, delegating to spend more time with them. Alex pursued a promotion inspired by her ambition. Together, they faced the in-laws, revealing Elena's lineage with DNA proof, turning suspicion to acceptance. Months later, as autumn leaves fell, Alex proposed in their backyard, Lily cheering. Elena, in a simple dress that accentuated her figure, said yes, her eyes shining. "You woke me up to more than just a new day," she whispered. "You gave me family." Their story became one of second chances, blending passion with purpose. Alex built a life where love wasn't a luxury but a foundation. Elena learned that true power came from vulnerability. And Lily, she gained an aunt who spoiled her rotten. So, if this tale of unexpected love and steamy revelations touched you, smash that like button and subscribe for more stories that blend heart and heat. Who knows? Your next great adventure might be just a wake-up away.